Hey, good evening. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Daniel. I was a professional opera singer and beatboxer, and tonight we're going to be listening to Amazing Grace performed by Dan Vasc. So, this was a donation request from Stephen Tudor, or Stephen Tudor. And if you guys would like me to react to a certain song or have a certain request that you would like me to react to, my Venmo, my PayPal, and my Patreon are all links in the description below. I do read all of them and I will make them in the timeline that I have for these videos. I want to make sure that my channel is diverse, that I'm not just sticking to one particular artist, but I will absolutely make the video. I will give you all updates as to when those videos will be released on Patreon and on YouTube. And I will also ask you if you would like the video early for your own consumption on that, but you wouldn't be able to like or comment or any of those things as well. So I will give you a full timeline as to when those will be released. So with all of that said, I am so excited to be able to jump into this. I've been on a Dan Vasc roll recently, honestly, and I'm just really excited to jump into this. I hear nothing but glowing reviews of this. This is not the first time someone has asked me to react to this particular cover by Dan. So I'm really excited to jump into this, and I hope you guys are as well. So without any further delay, let's do it.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Oh, yes. I love this. Just right in the beginning, you get this beautiful ebb and flow in the dynamics, going from this piano to this mezzo piano, or the soft to medium soft volume, and it just goes. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. And you just hear these gentle consonants being clipped on at the very ends of the words, and this beautiful growth and decrescendo throughout the cadences, and you just feel this flow, like I was mentioning in the post-analysis to the original reaction. By the way, go check out my link in the Patreon below to see the full unedited version of this video. It is so crucial to express this emotional core through the dynamic flow of the piece, and his pacing is just wonderful. I want to hear this again.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
'Twas grace that taught.
Yeah, and I just love this incorporation where he does have very strong breath support in the beginning, otherwise he wouldn't be able to execute the brilliant dynamic control he had in the beginning, but now we're getting into a more strong dynamic beyond mezzo piano and starting to creep into this mezzo forte or medium loud range, and therefore his vibrato is beginning to shine a little bit more. His breath is becoming a little bit more energized and is spinning more, creating a more strong and more broad vibrato coming through his mask, creating that whoa, and it's becoming more strong, and you feel this growth in the piece. Even though, yes, there are instruments that do also promote the growth in the piece, you can hear it in his voice, and it is just really great vocal control already. Love it.
My heart to feel.
But it's still so delicate.
And grace my fears relieve. How precious did that grace
I loved that. I love how he connected the first B. First B. STB. We're all connected into this beautiful penned line.
disappear the hour I first believed.
Yes.
Through many dangers, taunts, and snares.
I love this. I love the fact that you get more of his lower chest voice in the beginning of the piece, and now that the piece has been growing, going through this rising action, now we're starting to creep into the territory of the climax of the piece, but we're still in this rising action, so we are still experiencing a lot of change and a lot of contrast within this growth section of the piece. And during this growth, now we're going from his lower chest voice, which is softer, more sultry, more warm and comfortable. Now we're expanding, we're growing a little bit more. He's entering his mix. And when he does enter his mix, then we can have more opportunity to play around with that, get into more of this belt range, but we're not quite there yet. And we're just enjoying the moment, experiencing the still delicate nature, but in a more mezzo forte or medium loud dynamic, and just allowing that to blossom and shine purely, brilliantly, very classically performed here. And for those that don't know, Amazing Grace is performed in the meter 3/4, and there's historical context to that. So in early recorded music was very commonly written in 3/4 because 3 was the perfect number. It represented the Holy Trinity. And when you consider music such as Gregorian chant, or when you consider early recorded music, and I'm not talking about music recorded on any devices, I'm talking about music actually written on parchment. Music was pretty much a privilege that was only ever performed in the church. So music had to be very controlled and restricted in a very specific meter, which was oftentimes pretty much only ever in 3/4. And it's not to say that all music today that's written in 3/4 reflect deeply emotional or religious context. You know, waltzes are in 3/4. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. You know, it's a lot more lively than Gregorian chant might be. But just using that 3/4 context and its history and being able to apply it to emotionally strong pieces, or pieces that can be either religiously charged or emotionally charged, or pieces that can give you a deep sense of patriotism or pride in oneself or in one's nation. There's something really quite touching about that. There's a communal feeling that those of a nation can really feel when experiencing this type of music. And I think that that's just beautiful, and I just wanted to share that. And I think Dan expresses that phenomenon very well through this music. I love it.
Just taunts and snares I have already come.
Oh, I love that straight tone into a beautiful taper vibrato at the end. I want to hear that again. Beautiful. Yes. Yeah. Oh, love that note. Being able to do those half steps and make it even more refined than it would feel in the voice. It's just so nice. I love his harmonica playing here. And I've heard this performed many times, primarily actually using the accordion. Even though it's a more rare instrument to learn how to play, I've heard many wonderful musicians that have mastered the accordion perform this piece using it. And it is such a dazzling and underrated instrument. And honestly, whenever I hear this piece and solo instruments are used, I always prefer the accordion just because it feels right to me. But I think the harmonica here actually gives a very similar sensation in my body to the accordion, just in terms of the natural resonance that this instrument has. And the fact that Dan is playing it very well here. He even incorporates a certain vibrato into it, which is really nice. It's not perfect, but it doesn't really need to be, especially in emotionally powerful pieces. You want to feel a certain level of rawness, not a certain level of studio perfection in these types of pieces, which I really do appreciate, even though the piece itself is obviously refined and wonderful. So just, great stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. I just love how he takes his time on those notes too. Even though we are in the climax of the piece, you feel that energy, you feel that belt, that coarseness, that ruggedness in his character and his voice. And it's just so majestic as he executes this just on those notes. I want to hear that again. Yeah. And just notice, I'm sorry I'm pausing so much, just notice how he's still, just like in the beginning of the piece, clipping on these ending consonants very delicately. Kind of like if you guys have ever seen any chef TV show or chef film or whatever, or just chefs in a kitchen, actually, in a Michelin star kitchen, and they just have their tweezers just putting on these tiny little accents onto the dish to finish it off beautifully, send it out perfectly. You're just feasting with your eyes, but in this case, you're feasting with your ears, and you're just experiencing these tiny, tiny details, but it just means so much to me as a vocalist, as a musician, to know that these details do not go unnoticed, that these details ultimately do contribute to what make this art amazing. It isn't just how great his sound is, it isn't just how great his vibrato or how big it is. It isn't just the emotion on his face. It's being able to execute all of these things with that kind of emotional charge in your body, with this kind of training and technique, with this attention to detail that makes it so incredible. This is something I really love. Yeah! Oh my gosh! That connection into the next cadence, no breath there. That's exactly what I need to hear, especially after you've modified the pitches themselves in order to fit this more strong, powerful belt that you know you can execute well, and it's just exactly what you want to hear in this climax of the piece. glide into it in that powerful cutoff. Chills.
Blind, but now I
Beautiful ending note. Incredible. What a phenomenal rendition. Between the harmonica solo, the pacing of the piece was chef's kiss, perfect. And the dynamic control, the diction was incredible as always. I understood every word, and it's not just because I know the piece. And it works. It really works. Between that raspy texture in your voice to that really slow, gentle, robust nature in the beginning, and just how you progressively mold that throughout the entirety of the piece. Everything is just paced so well, and Dan, brother, you do such a great job, man. I love this so much. It was such a stellar reaction, and I can't appreciate you enough for executing this piece with so much justice and so much dignity. That was great, man. Keep up the amazing work. If you ever put out more stuff on YouTube again, that is. And I'm left in awe. Great job, brother. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you all liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike and let me know why. I do read all of the comments, even if I may not heart or reply to them, so please know that your comments do not go unnoticed. My live streams are currently Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so if you guys would like to stop by and say hey or ask any questions about myself or the channel, I'd be more than happy to be there for you guys. I want to thank you again, Stefan, or Steven, I apologize again, for donating to me and to this channel in order to react to this piece. I obviously loved it, and you gave me such a great excuse to do this, so thank you so much. And I'm thrilled to be able to continue down more of this Dan rabbit hole. I want to thank all of you for being here, and this channel wouldn't be even continuing if it wasn't for all of you being here watching these videos, so I really do appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to see all of you in the next video. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.